Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an author, speaker, and proud father. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Rose-colored glasses can get you played. Rose-colored glasses. What are rose-colored glasses? Not seeing the world for what it is. I'm going to tell you what. Some of the easiest women to play are the ones who ain't really dealing with reality. In fact, some cold-blooded players, they'll call them ditzy. Easy girls. Some women that just don't have game. Like, y'all need game too. And it's usually some woman she's not really looking at the reality of her situation, or she's not looking at the reality of men. She don't get men. She just don't get men. Ironically, she'll get played by several. And it'll come down to like lack of common sense, or just don't understand, or just having rose-colored glasses about the nature of people, period. One of the things y'all have to be realistic about is y'all got to get the romance out of your head. You got to get the romance out of your head. You know, I remember this, just thinking about this young lady I knew. And understand someone, I say young lady, a woman could be in her 50s. I call all you women young ladies. But this young lady I knew, she was in her 30s, and she lived in a building I lived in. And I was talking with her, and, you know, she was all concerned about this one guy. But in my view, this guy was not showing her any real love. He was one of those guys, he would deal with her, but never on holidays. Never on holidays. And ladies, if a man don't want to see you on a holiday, that's not your man. Your head is in the sand. I'm just going to be real with you. Shout out Russell Price. He wrote a book of that name. Seriously, he ain't your man. But the reason why you staying with him, or you think something will change, or you actually believe his bullshit when he say, oh, you know, I don't celebrate European holidays. I ain't big on that. No, he don't celebrate it with you. He celebrating with somebody else. You know, in fact, some smart players, they'll purposely break up with a woman like right before Thanksgiving, then get back with her after Valentine's Day. You know, this the type of guy, you know, you got a birthday coming up, he'll be, oh, baby, I had to work. But you get women out there, they get caught up like that. Because sometimes women be saying, well, how ain't she see this? She wasn't being very bright. She was wearing those rose-colored because she was thinking about the romance. Because think about with these think about the romance novels, these movies, it all works out for the woman. Even if he's a bad guy, it's like, yeah, she'll tame him or anything. Shoot, that's how a lot of romance novelists make money. The bad guy that somehow changes for her or something. That's romantic. Shoot, that's some rose-colored glasses shit too. Because ladies, I'm going to tell you what. When you meet a guy and he shows you who he is, believe him. To paraphrase Maya Angelou. When someone shows you, look, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't justify it or anything. And see, that's the biggest reason some women get played. See, you get like I said, especially little girls. Remember, I did a video on my men's channel. I was talking about little girls, grown women. Like little girls, they in that fantasy and everything. And see what the player do, the bad guys, the bad players, like the bad men, the bad boys, they'll just play right into it. They'll tell you everything you want to hear. They'll study you. They'll tell you everything you want to hear about yourself. They'll let you know. They're like, oh yeah, I think you're smart. All of that. Deep down, they think you're dumb, but they'll tell you just enough to play to your vanity. And then all they want is sex. That's where you get a lot of women played because they're not being realistic. You know, the guy ain't showing up for certain things. They're not paying attention to it. They're not being realistic. And that's the important thing. That's the important thing. But you got those glasses on. You can't see somebody if you got those glasses on. Seriously, ladies, seriously. There's still women out here, and their ages can range anywhere from like teens to like 60s. They still got that fantasy. Seriously, they still got that fantasy. They're not dealing realistically with their situation. In fact, you got some guys, they'll get a woman who's going through some shit. Maybe has some mental health issues, maybe poor, maybe she's not as attractive. And of course, they'll present an attractive image and then play into, a woman's desire for that top man, that top attractive, as one friend called them, shiny man. But the man ain't serious because, first of all, the first question y'all should be, rose-colored eyeglass wearing woman should say is, why would this guy really want me? You need to question intent. Because all women know. All women, y'all know if y'all like presenting y'all best. Y'all know if y'all can stand and lose some weight. You know if you hadn't been called like gorgeous all your life. And that's cool. You just be your best. But then you got to ask yourself, when the guy's pumping your head up, you got to ask yourself something. Is he sincere? Now, because I'm going to tell you something I've done. I did this years ago. I would tell women, I would meet some women, and they would be wanting to get together right away. And I'd say, hold up, why don't you take your time and get to know me? Because that's just my nature. I'm like, look, I want you to know everything about me because I don't want you hitting me up later and say, I ain't see this. Okay, take your time and find out. But see, some women be rushing in, or like one of the biggest rose-colored glasses thing is when a woman, she just wants to be in a relationship so badly. Oh, those the worst. Some people might call them pick-me. Some people might call them thirsty. The best term is thirsty. And like some players, they really get the thirsty ones. And if she wearing a rose-colored glass, he'll just, ladies, I'm gonna give you some game. If he's smart, he'll let you talk about whatever and then figure out what to give you. He'll let you talk about whatever. And then all he wants is something. And see, one of the bad parts about women wearing rose-colored glasses, really bad part, a lot of times you skip over that realistic man. Because he's going to be real. If he's a real man, he's going to have real issues. You know what? He might not feel like being as romantic and bringing flowers and all of that. He'll bring you flowers. He'll do that when he can, but he's also working on a real job. That realistic man, if you say something crazy, y'all having a conversation, he ain't going to go along with it. He's like, nah, that's crazy. He's going to disagree with you. But see, the woman wearing in that illusion want that romantic fantasy. Oh, he going to tell her everything she want to hear. He going to tell her everything she want to hear. And no matter what she say, he going to agree. She can say, you know what? I believe we have a secret group of Martians on this planet. And he'd be like, yeah, I've been thinking the same thing. No, actually, all he was thinking is about you backing that thing up. See, you got to deal with it. See, here's the bottom line, ladies. You don't want to get played. Deal with reality. Deal with your reality. Deal with the reality of what's out here. You don't have to close your heart or anything. Just be realistic. Be realistic about the type of man you can actually get. And you can look in the mirror. You can look in the mirror because a person, I could say this to the men too. Whoever you get is a reflection of you. You got to ask yourself, what am I reflecting? What am I reflecting? What am I showing? But take off those glasses and deal with the reality out here, all right? So anyway, ladies, that's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.